So hey guys, it is day 21 of SSSVEDA, vlogging every day in April. End of week 3, amazing, vlogging every day so far. So today's topic, it's a little weirded oddly to me, but what do you miss before there were smartphones? So I'm just going to take that as in the pre-smartphone days, which really isn't that long ago, but as far as missing them, I don't miss a lot of things about them. I actually still have one. This is my company phone. I don't use it a lot, fortunately, but because since I have an office phone and all that, and I can even take the voice over IP phone with me and plug it in if at places that have a like a hotel that has a network plug. But anyway, I do still have a company non-smartphone flip phone Motorola here, and what I miss about them is the size. They're nice and small. I mean, I can hold this thing. It's very small compared to like even an iPhone, which is small by today's standards, I think, compared to say a Droid. But it's nice and small. The thing I really miss about them though are real buttons. I could tell where I was on these. That's the thing I don't like about smartphones with the touchscreen. It's so awesome, how wonderful they look, but you don't know what key you're on, which is why texting and driving is bad as it is. It's always been bad, but it's even worse these days because you don't know where you are, so you do actually have to look at the phone pretty much to tell where you are. And I won't even get into Siri and voice blah blah blah. Anyway, with these things you could text and didn't even have to look at the phone because you knew where you were on the buttons. Even a BlackBerry, because this obviously just has the numeric keypad, but even a BlackBerry had a QWERTY keypad on it, a physical keypad. I could tell where I was on that thing. So when you were going to town, two thumb style there, you knew where you were. You could text on a BlackBerry and one of these things pretty quickly. So that's the two big things to me is they were nice and small, fit in your pocket easily. Didn't have to worry about mashing those cool buttons or damaging a smart screen, blah blah, touch screen, and they didn't break. None of this was glass. It was all plastic. So you never heard of people breaking these things hardly. You dropped them in toilets was the problem. But they're nice and small. As I mentioned, this was my company. When I've had this thing for a lot of years, I've never cared to even ask for an upgrade. I've had this thing, I believe, since 2007, since I've been here, which I've been here even longer than that. But quick funny story about this thing. The battery doesn't last anymore. I have to leave it plugged in, and occasionally if the voice over IP phone's acting funny, I will have to revert to this, not to mention leaving the office. But the battery in it was so poor, it would not stay charged long enough to get through a phone call. It would come up and run it while it's sitting here, just like now, not plugged in. But if I were to make a phone call on this thing, it wouldn't even last a minute. It would just immediately, even though the has 3 little bars up there. There we go. Even though it has 3 little bars of battery power, it will not get through a minute-long phone call. So I have to use it plugged in, and I leave it plugged in down here. If I'm in the car, I still have one of these older style, the big USB ports on the side of it. So I asked my boss to at least get me a new battery for the thing, and coming from a communications background, we used to work with Motorola in our family. I knew how to read the date codes on these things, and the date code on the battery that came in that he ordered and shipped it to me was actually 2 years older than the phone was. So the brand new in package, still in wrapper kind of a battery thing, was 2 years older than the one that I had that came in this 2007 phone. It's a 2005 battery. It did work for a while, but it's long past its useful life as well. Still keeps the thing running. Again, I have to keep it plugged in to make a phone call with it, but it still works and it's still active. So, but that's what I miss: physical keyboards, and they're nice and small. You can drop them in a pocket, and I didn't have to worry about my keys scratching them or whatever because you didn't care. They were cheap back then. I mean, most of them back then, you could in the 90s, you could either buy them for a penny, or you could get a car wash. You go to your car wash and they would give you a cell phone for a penny or just for getting your car washed or something like that. Something silly like that. They always had some promotions with local businesses. But anyway, physical buttons and size. Those were the cool things about the old smartphones, pre-smartphones. So talk to you guys tomorrow on Tuesday for the next week, the final week of Veda. And we'll see you then.